Well, welcome to the broadcast. This is the 30th day of the month. The year is 2023. Welcome to another amazing episode of Peter Mwema Media as we discuss the state of the nation in regards to where the nation is. And joining me in this broadcast is two gentlemen. On my right is Brian Collins, a political commentator. Welcome to the broadcast. Asante sana.
Thank you, Peter, for this time.
Uko salama?
Niko salama.
Siku mingi sijakuona.
Ni shughuli za hapa na pale, but we are here now.
All right, and also in my immediate left is Bruce Wamalo, a man who has quite a number of titles, but for today he will have the title of political commentator. Welcome to the program as well.
Thank you so much.
And I'm glad to have you gentlemen in the discussion. So I want us to dive into the matters which are affecting the nation. And the elephant in the building is, the Finance Bill 2023. But before we get into the Finance Bill, I want us to hear your thoughts on where we as a country, since Kenya Kwanza, I beg your pardon, took over the reins of power in last year, 8 months down the line. Where do you think the state of the nation is? I will start with you, Bruce, on this one.
Thank you so much, Peter, to begin with, for having us tonight to discuss and demystify such important and critical issues affecting the nation.
Yeah.
And as you've just asked, what is the state of the nation?
Yeah.
I'd wish to say sometimes it doesn't matter where you are, but you have to say the truth. As a nation, we are in an economic crisis.
Yeah.
Everything is not well. But as a government, we have plans. We have a full roadmap of taking Kenyans out of these problems that they're facing. We just want to encourage them. Let them, it's rather we suffer for some time, but find a permanent solution.
We suffer for some time and we find a permanent solution. Brand, you're laughing. I don't know. I don't know why you're laughing. Where do you think we are as a country?
I'm just wondering with my friend here. You know, they had promised us 100 days. Things will start rolling in our country, but we are not seeing that thing happening.
But everybody promises 100 days, Brian.
In fact, our deputy president said that is the Raila who took them to court, but Vito is in Kwazimeshuka.
No, but there are things that Zimeshuka I can mention.
Okay, we will get into. We will get there.
When
Bruce.
you talk of fertilizer.
No,
fertilizer.
Just hang on, Bruce.
let me just finish.
Just hang on.
Okay.
Just give him a chance. Yes.
Okay,
Prosecute your point, Brian.
For me, what I want to say that things are not going well. Employers and employees, everybody is crying.
Yeah.
Even the content creators are crying.
Yeah.
And even amesema vitu zimeshuka. I can say things are not going down; they are going up. Even the salt that we used to buy at 5 bob, right now is at 15 bob. Others are 20 bob. And I want to urge the president of Kenya Kwanza. You know, Amazimio guy.
What is the meaning of president of Kenya Kwanza? The president is the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Is the president of the Republic of Kenya, but he's not listening to Kenyans. He's just listening to his people. In fact, people have been against this bill, but he's not relenting. He wants the bill to pass. So we can say he's just favoring, as in he's president of Kenya Kwanza. When he'll listen to us as Kenyans, then he'll be president.
Okay, we will get into the nitty-gritties of the proposals, but I want us to get into the finance bill. A lot of proposals are there. I understand the public have also been given a chance to, participate in the, public participation in the finance bill. And a lot of proposals are into it. And the elephant in the building tonight is the housing levy, which has elicited quite a lot of discussion. And I want to begin with you, Bruce, on this one. What is your take, first of all, in the whole finance bill, before we get into the housing levy? In just a rough, reading from it, how do you think is the finance bill? Is it a punitive measure, as has been alluded to many members of parliament, especially from the Azimio side?
Thank you so much, Peter. Punitive, a very strong term. We'll come into that. The finance bill, to begin with, what I wish to say is it is somehow a good bill. It is somehow needed, like people need to look into it much more. It has some good proposals, very nice proposals, that maybe it will save the face of our country, or it will save us as a country in the near future.
Yeah.
Now, let me specifically talk about the 3% housing levy.
Go on.
And it hurts me most when members of parliament, especially from the Azimia affiliation, want to brainwash and mislead Kenyans. What I expect an Azimio member of parliament, whenever he goes to a funeral or any function,
Yes.
his address should begin by telling Kenyans, I have received my 36 million house mortgage. Without forgetting, he adds, I have received my 7 million car grant. And he should finish by saying, I am receiving a salary of 1 million and the government want to deduct 3%, which is equivalent to 2,500 from my 1 million salary. That should be where we should begin.
Of course, you make sense on that, but you look at how many Kenyans earn that kind of amount.
Okay.
And there has been a debate. Is now it was dynasty versus hustlers, and now it is employed versus unemployed. It seems that there is a fight between the president is trying to incite the employed people against the unemployed. Why should I contribute to ensure that somebody who is not employed, yet I worked hard for my salary, to help somebody who doesn't have a salary?
I'll straight dive into that.
Yeah.
What we should understand, and what I sometimes blame the president and the people surrounding him, is that they haven't taken time to explain to the common mwananchi
Yes.
what this 3% housing levy is. To me, if you understand it very well, this is more of a saving.
It is not a tax.
And I love it. Yes. It is only that now they have brought it in a way that now we have this finance bill. People tend to
Just
confuse.
hang on. If it is not a tax, Bruce, with all the due respect, if it's going to be proposed in Parliament and it's amended, it has a legal binding, then it is signed into law by the president, people have an obligation, mandatory obligation, to contribute because it is legally binding. But yes, we are saying it is not a tax.
And that is why I wanted to respond and say that the only problem that we fail it is the bit of public participation and civic education. The government should get people to educate the common mwananchi to understand.
Yes.
And I want to tell you about this housing levy. Let us look at a country, and I've said to me, it is a saving scheme. Let us look at a country like Tanzania.
Yeah.
They have a good saving culture. And this housing levy, you all know, Peter, as we are seated right now, rural-urban migration is so high.
Yeah.
Majority of the people are running from the village to come to the city for greener pastures. That means if we don't have a good plan for our cities, soon and very soon, all our cities will be turned into Soweto and Kibra. So when we have this plan, maybe in the year 2030, when majority of the people will have migrated into the city, we will have a plan. And I can cite examples of countries that have used such methods. And today, they are countries that we admire.
Okay.
One of them is Singapore. Singapore 30 years back was like us.
Yeah.
In fact, it was almost going into a slum. But they came with such policies. Today, Peter or Brian, you travel to Singapore, you'll want to take a selfie because Singapore is an organized city.
Okay.
That is the situation that we want to save.
But people will argue that we are not yet there like Singapore. But Brian, I wonder what your thoughts are on this one as we respond to some of the sentiments raised by Bruce here. Just hang on. Why is the Azimio side rejecting this particular proposal when, because I had an opportunity to read the Azimio coalition manifesto, it said that it will actually take up the housing levy bill. Yet now you're opposing it. Why are you speaking from both ends of the mouth?
You know, I'm just imagining what Bruce is trying to say. You know, this tax 3% levy. You know, people are not telling the truth. It has some aspects of taxes. We have like mobile. We have like content creators. We have like 20. And when you look at the housing levy, I can say 80% is bad. Only 20% it can feed Kenya. And it's not Azimio MPs who are opposing this thing. It's Kenyans. You have seen unions of employers. You have seen unions of even even the union of journalists.
Yes.
Even the teachers. Even the doctors. They are opposing this thing. It's not about Azimio. This is about Kenyan. And this guy has talked about people are migrating from rural to urban.
Yes.
And I want to ask him, what is the role of county governments? The government needs to release these funds at appropriate time, so that this county governments should need to develop these areas. Like Turkana, like Isiolo, like Masabet, those are counties. And when the government takes at most 3 months before the funds are released. That is bad.
Yeah.
So we want to demystify this thing about people are migrating to urban areas.
Yeah.
That was the reason why county government came.
Yeah.
County governments came to kill that thing, to enable people to work from their counties and to produce products from their counties, and also there's agriculture products and everything. And he has talked about taxing like Singapore.
Yeah.
I want to say Singapore, when they were introducing their taxes, they also considered local mwananchi. In fact, when they started doing that, the wages were increased. Let's say like someone who, like in Kenya, the last time when government increased the salary, it was like 7 years. But when Singapore, when they came up with taxes, even the wages were increased. Like countries like US and Australia, and Canada and England, they tax a lot. But that money, it goes to a place where wananchi, local mwananchi can say that my money has been taxed. Like you can take your student, when let's say you are a resident of let's say London, you can take your student to primary and high school, and the government will pay.
Yes.
The only thing that will pay is after after high school, the college one. So I want to demystify this and tell Bruce that what was tudanganye bana. We have read the finance bill and it's bad.
Okay, we'll leave the determination to the members of parliament. But Bruce,
yes,
there seemed to be a trust deficit among Kenyans. As far as finances are concerned, we have had corruption as a very and something that has affected adversely, projects and a lot of embezzlement of funds. In fact, if I quote the World Bank report between 1990 to 2010, when we had two head of states who are deceased by now, they said about 20 billion has been siphoned off the public caucus. And now this is fund which is going to be contributed, which is not going to consolidated fund, the 3% housing levy. Is there proper mechanism and structure to manage this fund? Amidst, trust deficit by Kenyans, do you sense a looming scandal in this when the fund, in a scenario where the finances are not properly managed?
A very good question and a very good concern that will enlighten a common mwananchi.
Yes.
Because we are here for the purpose of a common mwananchi.
Yes.
But before I respond,
yes,
I'd wish to rebuttal what Brian has said. It is a very unfair comparison to compare a third world country with a first world country.
But I guess it's the same case you said Singapore and Kenya now in terms of...
I said 30 years back.
Okay.
I was very clear. 30 years back. 30 years back is which one? 19? You can do your mathematics.
Yes.
It is very fair to compare 30 years back Kenya with Singapore. But it is very unfair to compare right now USA with Kenya.
Okay. Go on.
The economic status of USA is 100 times Kenya.
Okay.
That is why majority of Kenyans are running from Kenya to go to the US for greener pastures. They are countries, and that is why I said we have a country like Tanzania. Tanzania is far away from us, but they have that saving culture, and that is what we are employing. Back to what is talked about county governments. I want to ask you guys, you all know county government, we have devolved functions. County government are not able to manage few of the devolved functions that they have, and one of them is very critical, health. So if they cannot manage the few functions that they have, what if we add another functions to them? Then same counties, not all counties are attached to good cities and good towns. We have to agree. That is why people are running. Now back to what you're saying. People have a deficit trust of this thing. And what I wish to say is this. Number one, collecting taxes is good because we've reduced borrowing. If you look at countries like Ivory Coast, if you look at countries like Israel, they are not very far, they are a bit far away from us. But these are some of the cultures that they've employed. What the government just has to give an assurance to Kenyans is that these taxes that are being collected will be used appropriately. And I know we have bodies. KRA has been collecting taxes all along. It is just for the government to set strict measures so that KRA can be put on toes.
Okay, that is an aspect of speculation because the bill is yet to be passed. We don't know whether there is that mechanism which will be implemented. We wait until to see if that is if that is implemented and whether these finances are going to be managed. But Brian, the voting in Parliament is through majority, and this bill is going to be presented in Parliament next month. And we all know that Kenya Kwanza administration as the majority. In fact, I quote the majority whip, Sylvanus Osoro, said that the government does not lose anything. I mean, this bill is going to be passed and these things will be implemented into law. What is the fate of this particular bill? Because it appears to be punitive, owing to the fact that majority of outfits, media owners, manufacturers have rejected this bill.
First of all, I want to rebuttal that thing that Bruce has said about Ivory Coast. And Ivory Coast, compared to Kenya, we are far than Ivory Coast with their taxes. We are far better than even the GDP of our country. You can't compare with Ivory Coast. We have South Africa, we have Egypt, we have Morocco, we have Libya. Then not Libya. Libya was there, but we are around top. We are among top 10.
Yes,
but
in Africa.
Yeah, in Africa, but Ivory Coast is not there.
Yeah.
So we have talked about the bill being tabled in the Parliament, and you expect MPs of Kenya Kwanza to pass it.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that there's those MPs who have started talking to Wananchi, and they are asking Wananchi, what can we do about this bill?
Yeah.
Should we pass it or should we say no to it? And a good example is Githunguri, a member of Parliament wa Mshomba. She has gone to Wananchi, and Wananchi is saying that musipitishi bill. So I want to tell you now that even Kenya Kwanza, if they have over 190 MPs, I'm sure 20 or even 15 will say no to the bill.
Will say no to the bill.
Yeah, it won't pass the way it will pass, but we have those members who will say no. And what the minority leader was saying, they want to do it that each and every MP will have a say, yes or no. So if your area MP says yes, just know that your area MP doesn't care about you.
But just hang on. The way politics of this country are managed, we know that you are serving sometimes at the interest of the party. If it is the position of UDA and the affiliate parties, which are in Kenya Kwanza, they urge the MPs to say yes. Do you think that they will say no to the president, who is the head of the executive?
I want to say, in Africa, we have bad culture. In fact, in US, we have Congress and we have Senate.
Yes.
Senate is controlled by Democrats. Yeah. Congress is controlled by Republicans.
Republicans, yes.
But right now, they're in negotiation between President Biden and also the House Majority Leader of the Congress.
Yes.
They want to remove the country from a crisis, and they were negotiating about bipartisan thing.
Yeah.
So I want to say, Africa, you have bad manners about this political Baba said like prostitution.
Yes.
That's not okay in this Africa and in this government. So what we want to say that I know we have MPs who reason, who think, who interact with people. In fact, I saw a member of Parliament of Starehe, Mwago, saying that it's going to interact with Wananchi to get the feedback from Wananchi. Even the center of my friend, Boni Khalwale, he was saying that this bill is not ripe for this time. In fact, he said that wale watu Wananchi wanasema they can't afford this.
Okay.
He was on Citizen TV station there.
Yes.
So
okay.
So I want to say that we are going to see some mature discussion in Parliament, and hopefully the bill will be brought down.
Okay, Bruce, do Kenyan people trust parliamentarians? Because we know that this bill will be left in the hands of the parliamentarians. If the members of the public say, this bill is immature, is not supposed to be passed at this particular point, do you think these members of parliament will listen to the members of the members of the society, or they will listen to their party leaders? Is there autonomy in making decisions?
Thank you so much. And Brian, there is one aspect that I really wish him to understand. Okay. And I want to ask all of you, is it fair that after every election, when a member of parliament is elected, he receives a 36 million house mortgage. Assuming I'm a member of parliament and I've gone for 3 terms.
Yeah.
Do 36 times 3. Each year you are elected, you receive 7 million car grant plus a salary of 1 million plus every month.
Yeah.
Is it fair? That is why I'm saying these members of parliament need to be very honest with the common mwananchi. Let them first tell this mwananchi, we receive 36 million house mortgage. We receive 7 million car grant. And we receive a salary of 1 million.
Yeah.
And in this 1 million, the government wants to deduct 3%, which is equivalent to 2,500. Let us start from there. Because these members of parliament from Azimio are opposing, but they are not being honest with the common mwananchi. I want to ask you, Peter,
Yeah.
with 36 million,
Okay.
how many standard homesteads can you buy? I'm assuming a moderate house can go at 1.3. Divide by 36 million. Why are they not being honest with Kenyans? And at the end of the day, this money that they are giving, the 3%,
Yeah.
I have said and I've repeated, it is not going anywhere. It is like a saving.
It is not a tax.
It is not a tax.
Yes, it's going to be passed in parliament. It will be a legal binding once it's passed in parliament.
And that is why I said,
Yeah.
we still have room. We all know that public participation has been extended.
Yeah.
What do we know what will happen between now and tomorrow?
Okay. All right.
It might not be a mandatory.
Okay. Okay. Our time is fast spent. We will surely come for another time.
Okay.
But I just want to take your final comments on the whole finance bill, whether it is punitive or not, and the future of this bill.
Brian says punitive.
Okay.
It is going to parliament.
Yet his member of parliament receives 36 million house mortgage.
Is there hope? Is there hope as we move
for
forward?
me, the reasons why I came with this book,
Yeah.
I just did my research
Yes.
about this housing bill,
Yeah.
finance bill 2023.
Yes.
It has like 20 aspects
Yeah.
which are strangling the local mwananchi.
Just briefly.
We have fuel and petroleum VAT of 16%,
Yes.
which will come back.
Yes.
We have 20 excess duty
20% excess duty, yes.
on loans from digital lenders.
Yes.
You know, ukichukua kwa Fuliza, when you take from Timiza,
Yes.
they'll add that. We have 10% excess duties on imported cell phones,
Yes.
which will come back, which will be imposed. We have baby formula.
Yes.
16%.
Yeah.
So kizaa mtoto, when you give birth to a young from, let's say, from Madaro or Kawangware,
Yes.
you won't be able to have this milk. We have another 5% of hair.
Yeah.
Wigs and for the ladies.
Yeah, the
and
cosmetic products.
And you know, when you strangle that economy,
Yeah.
those ladies they'll lose job because people want to be going there to do their hair.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by reading something about motor vehicle advance tax.
Yes.
Increased from, let's say, from 2,400 to 5,000, and also 3,000 to 5,000. So, and lastly that I want to say is about the content creators.
Yes.
They are being post 15% to that. And when they started this journey, government was not there. In fact, YouTube taxes them heavily.
Yes.
If you don't know, YouTube, and also through the transaction from YouTube to PayPal, to the M-Pesa, also they are being taxed. Why introduce such punitive taxes to these young people? Like the likes of Pluto, Eve Mungai, even you are part of that. You do your own content creation. So I want to say that these laws are punitive. They should not just hide about 3% of housing levy, but we have other like 20, and I saw aircraft and choppers being
there was a waiver,
a waiver of 16% VAT. What is that? So kila mtu ako na ndege. So we want to tell the government is doing bad, and they should listen to people.
Okay, one word to if you meet President Ruto today, one word.
I want to say, President Ruto, we love you as Kenyans, but you need to listen to us. People are suffering. Even the university, the new model that you introduced, others are like they are not going to join the university because of the fee. And I just want the president to listen to people, and also your MPs. They should vote to what people expect them to vote, not from the government side.
Okay, I take those as your final words. Bruce, what are your final thoughts on this?
Personally, I'll ensure that Brian's message gets to the president. I don't count it down.
Okay,
Mr. President, this one is coming. This one is coming to you.
Yes, your closing remarks.
My closing remarks is this, Peter, and I'll stick to this. number one, as a country, we are not doing well.
Yeah, that's your camera, yeah?
That is true. Number one, as a country, we are not doing well. We are in an economic crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And be it, let me assume today, even if Raila Odinga could have been the president,
Yes.
the state could have been the same, because this is the same country.
Yeah.
We have borrowed to an extent that we cannot borrow anymore. We have debt right now. The budget that we are yet to be read, I think, from the financial year that is beginning the year of July,
Yes.
half of that budget is going to repay loans. We really have to understand.
Yeah.
We cannot borrow anymore. So what the government has just done, it has increased taxing and reduced borrowing. Number two,
Briefly.
these leaders,
Yeah.
I repeat, they have to be very honest with the common mwananchi. I've just mentioned about the MPs.
Yeah.
We have the governors receiving the same mortgage. We have senators.
Yeah.
We have women representatives. Let them, when they go to the ground, let them be very honest with mwananchi.
Okay.
And let them understand that this is a saving scheme. And it will save the face of our country in the near future.
Okay.
And as I've always said, I like mwandishi mmoja kutoka Tanzania, anaitwa Shaban bin Robert. Katika kitabu chake alisema kwamba kusadikika, mashujaa wa nchi hufichika hadi janga kuu litokee.
Okay.
Kwa sasa janga kuu limetokea nchini Kenya, ni janga kuu la uchumi. Sote tuwe mashujaa, tuje pamoja, tuweke tofauti zetu za kisiasa kando.
Yes.
Tusukume na tupeleke uchumi yetu mbele.
All right.
Maana hii Kenya ni yangu, ni yako na ni yetu sote.
Okay, quite philosophical there, Bruce Wamala. Thank you so much for making time to be with us on this particular broadcast.
Peter, before we finish, just one
Yes, 30 seconds,
30
yes.
seconds. I want to ask Bruce, when you are employed by government,
Yes.
and you
Although I'm
are
not.
you are
Yes,
starting
I'm not.
salaries,
Okay.
40,
Okay, say I'm not, but
you're
assuming.
not.
Yes.
Yeah, 40,000. You know, you'll have to save up to 137 years to get that 3 million house. That is too much.
Okay.
And when the previous singer was saying that you can withdraw,
Yeah.
and also they will tax. That is again bad.
Okay.
So we want to we need to tell people the truth, and people they want to judge what is good and
Gentlemen,
what's right.
thank you so much. I take
Okay, but I'll take your message to the president.
Okay,
That one I assure
Brian,
you.
Kindly take.
Brian Collins, thank you so much.
And we need this show to be
we
weekly.
will do another
We need a weekly show.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that the president can listen to you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
people need to be enlightened.
Thank
what
you,
is happening in
gentlemen.
the country.
Thank you very much. Bruce Wamala, political commentator. Brian Collins, political commentator as well. Thank you so much for making time. And thank you, our online viewers, for making this particular broadcast happen. The Azimio parliamentary group to discuss the finance bill, and so is the Kenya Kwanza side. So we are waiting to see whether the parliament will vote in yes or no in regards to the finance bill 2023. This discussion do matter. And thank you for making part of this discussion. Let me know your comments are on the comment section on what you think about the finance bill 2023. Many thanks for my directors, Brian Jenga and Brian Moses, for making this discussion happen. Bye-bye for now. My name is Peter Mwema. See you on the next video.